Welcome to My Life on Coasters, where in today's video is the first of a few top 10 and top 5 videos, starting off then with my top 5 water rides. So starting off at number 5 then, we have Tiger Rock at Chessington World of Adventures. Now this originally opened as Dragon River in 1987, before being renamed to Dragon Falls in 1999, and then what we know as today in 2017 slash 2018 into Tiger Rock. Yeah, I believe this is a Macrise log flume. It's got a maximum height of 15 metres, about 49 feet, and a top speed of 42 kilometres an hour. Yeah, it's really nicely themed. It's got a brilliant queue line. The water's really clean. It takes you through like a tiger enclosure, which is really cool, because there's actually, like, sometimes you see the tigers. It's quite a fast log flume as well. It's got 2 drops. Yeah, I find it a really enjoyable ride. I love the station. It's got like all this nice music, and as I was saying about the queue line, it sort of winds up a hill and then back down again. You've got like the bridge over the actual log flume itself. Yeah, it's got these like standard log flume boats. It is a standard log flume with this big sort of tiger structure around the drop as well. Yeah, that's Tiger Rock at number 5. I really enjoy it. I think it's one of the UK's best log flumes. So on to number 4 then, we go to Thorpe Park, just down the road from Chessington, or up the road from Chessington. Yeah, this ride opened in 2002 as Tidal Wave in the Amity themed area, not the Amity Speedway. That's where Stealth is. That's totally different. Yeah, so this is a like shoot the shoot ride. I believe it could be manufactured by Macrise, but I'm not sure on that. Yeah, it opened in 2002, as I said. It's got a maximum height of 85 feet and a maximum speed of 45 miles an hour. Yeah, Tidal Wave, as I say, it's got a massive drop. You always get soaked on this drop. It's got quite a lot of theming actually, and for Thorpe Park standard, it is like a really well themed ride. You've got the station, which is all on like a slant. You've got like, I think it's like a top of a church or something in the water that looks like it's been submerged by the tidal wave. From what I've seen, it used to have loads of like effects and stuff over to the side with fire. That's not worked in a long while from what I've seen. I've never experienced it like that. You get nice views at the top. It is obviously the only sort of part of the ride is that drop, but it's really spectacular, and you always get head to toe soaking wet. So yeah, that's Tidal Wave at Thorpe Park. It's also got quite a nice soundtrack in the Amity area, and it creates like a nice atmosphere. The queue line's nothing to shout about. It sort of just goes under the ride and stuff, but it has got like a bathroom scene. Just with like an old bathroom that's like in the queue line, which is kind of cool, and some other just random bits of theming, and I do quite like it. So that's Tidal Wave at Thorpe Park. So then next we have Super Splash at Plopsaland in Belgium. So yeah, this isn't just a UK top 5. Yeah, so Super Splash is a Macrise Super Splash ride with a top height of 30 metres and a top speed of 70 kilometres an hour. Basically the ride starts inside. It's got a really nice station from what I remember. You make your way into like this like room. It's like a tall room, and it slowly sort of twists up with like all this star clocking around. I didn't really know any of this, and it was a big shock, and I quite liked it. Very sort of spectacular in there at home. Before you get to the top, go down the drop, over a little airtime hill, and into the splashdown. So yeah, it's kind of a water coaster. I mean, I do class it as a coaster. Because it does sort of have a bit of a coaster section. Then you just go around the lake and get some nice views of the ride's happiness. Obviously the ride's happiness hasn't been there that long, but with the ride's happiness being my favourite coaster, I think it's great for the views of that. Yeah, really nice area around. It had a really nice queue line as well, from what I remember. Yeah, Super Splash, Plopsaland. It's quite a nice ride. I know it's quite heavily cloned from what I've seen, like the actual like drop in the tower section, not the drop tower. Yeah, that is Super Splash at Plopsaland in Belgium. So next we go back to Plopsaland in Belgium, and yeah, it's Dino Splash. So literally right across from Super Splash, Dino Splash, very similar name, I know. It's a log flume that originally opened in 1989, didn't have a dino theme, no idea what the theme was, I couldn't find out online. Operated from then till 2019, when it was rethemed into Dino Splash. So yeah, when I went to Plopsaland, it was actually in December. So I wasn't actually expecting to get on any of the water rides. Yeah, I basically went on this powered coaster which interacts with Dino Splash, the drag. That was actually really nice, and I sort of got a bit of a view of it, and I thought that looks quite good, it's operating, why don't I do it? It's got a really impressive queue line that's all like raised up and goes right next to the powered coaster. and above the log flume. Really, really cool. Then when you actually get on the log flume, love the station, like the queue line goes all around the station. It's all like raised up in these nets, which I thought was really, really cool. Yeah, then when you get on the log flume, you go through all like these trees, you've got dinosaur like models and stuff. It's a really nice like quick log flume. Then you make your way up the first lift hill and you're in like this volcano, which is really cool, really immersive up there. It's theming all around you, which is really cool. Go down this drop, got more dinosaurs and stuff. Yeah, then you're up another sort of, you do some more like meandering around and stuff, just with all these like trees. Then you're up another lift hill into a volcano again, which is really cool. Then you come out of like this dinosaur like skeleton down a drop. I think it's a double drop from what I remember. Then into the splashdown. Really, really enjoy this one. It's my favourite log flume I've done. My second favourite water ride. So my favourite water ride then, number one on this list, is Valhalla at Pleasure Beach Resort, or Blackpool Pleasure Beach as everyone wants to call it. Not that the park wants to call it that though. Yeah, so Valhalla originally opened in 2000, operated through until 2019 before undergoing a massive refurbishment. Must have cost quite a lot. Then reopened in 2023 after a lot of delays. So yeah, Valhalla, it's got a maximum height of 80 feet and a maximum speed of 70 kilometers an hour, which I think is about 43 miles an hour, and about a maximum height of 24 meters. I've used Wikipedia for all that information. So yeah, Valhalla, it's an indoor water ride. It's really impressive. It's obviously an amusement park, so you wouldn't expect a massive themed ride. But you make your way up to it. I'm talking about like the newer version now. I never did it as the original version, as that was all the way back in 2019. Yeah, you sort of make your way up to the area. You've got all like this rock work. The queue line is really nothing to shout about. It's just this back and forward cattle pounded ropes. It's not the best queue line in my opinion. But you can see the big building, all the rock work, the big waterfall from what you can see here. Then you make your way into the building. It's got a quick moving queue. It's actually got a capacity of 2,000 riders an hour. Not that it ever seems to move that quickly, but it does still move very, very quickly. Make your way onto the boat. They actually have to hoover water from the last boat, and the boat will still be soaking. You sit in it, your feet get wet, you go through like outside for like a split second before going into the building, like the big main building. You've got like a waterfall above you that turns off. You've got all this like scenes, like lots of walks about obviously Valhalla, the Vikings. You're up a massive lift hill, like really dark in here. All you can see is like the little green light to the side. You go through some sort of dark scenes. From what I remember, there's 2 drops on Valhalla, but you make your way into like this turntable. I believe it used to go backwards. They changed it into a forwards drop. So yeah, from what I remember, it's got 2 or 3 drops. You go down a littler drop, I think, then a bigger drop. Do a bit of sort of meandering around, go up the lift hill, then you've got the final drop on Valhalla, which is this big drop into some fire effects. Throughout the ride there's a lot of nice scenes. Without spoiling it, there is some like fake fire effects, but on this big drop, this is massive spoilers coming up, there is like this big sort of fire effect. So you actually go into the fire kind of, then the water puts out. It's really cool. Doesn't always work, unfortunately. Out of my 3 rides I've had on Valhalla, 2 of the times this fire has not been working. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, Valhalla, it's an overall great package when all the effects are working. If the effects aren't working, I probably wouldn't say it's my favourite water ride. But I'm going to judge everything as when it's working to its full like ability. Because really that's how it should be running. So I'm going to judge it to that. It's my favourite water ride, Valhalla. Also one of my favourite dark rides. Yeah, that is, well, it's a bit of a spoiler for one of the upcoming videos, my top 5 dark rides. But yeah, that is my top 5 water rides. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Water rides are great. They're a great addition to a park, and they are really starting to become quite scarce. One thing I will mention is an honourable mention, and that is Viking Voyage. Emerald Park probably would have made 6th place in this list, but unfortunately it just wasn't quite up to what I was expecting. It just sort of had a lot of rock work and not too much like theming. The rock work was quite good. So yeah, that's Viking Voyage at Emerald Park. I do really wish the UK had some more rapids, because I'd like to have seen like a rapids on this list. Yeah, all we've really got in the UK is Adventure Cove River Rapids at Drake Manor. That's probably our best. Congo River Rapids at Alton Towers, and that's about it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be another top 5 or a top 10 video.